Oh, mom, it's getting lost. Let's see. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let me see. Maybe it's not selected now. That's echoey. That is an echoey. There we go. There we go. There we go. Ugh. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit, maybe to about 8:48. Then I'll just start. If you're catching this later and you're on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. If you're on Facebook, please like the page if you haven't already. I'm streaming from Facebook and YouTube, so I won't be able to see who's on the live unless you comment. I did learn that. If I sound like I am echoing, let me know. It is Friday. I'm excited to be on the live. I'll get started in like a minute or so. Hello, who is ever on the live? I can't see who it is, but hello. How are you doing? How's your Friday? Okay. All right. It is Mommy. Hi, Mom. How are you doing this evening? Oh, Grandma. Hey, Grandma. My grandma is about to be 100 years old this year. How dope is that? I'm so excited too about her turning 100. My grandma's the best. She's the dopest lady ever. Okay, so it's 8:48 and I am going to get started. Oh, Kristen and Zoe. Zoe is my niece. That's that adorable hunk of goodness that I always show on my page. She turned 10 months today. 10 whole months and she's standing on her own. So basically, what this live is live about is oh, hey mom. Oh, okay. Hey Kristen. Anyway, so what we're talking about today is the power of the tongue, like the things that we say. Like I know I've been saying that a lot on my lives on Instagram. Hey Candace, I'm gonna keep getting distracted if I keep looking at comments, but I'm so excited. Anyway, I was talking about the power of the tongue, and the things we say, they really matter. So just to start off on the light note, I wanted to watch this Candyman trailer with you guys for two reasons. I'm afraid of Candyman. Like I'm totally afraid of Candyman. But it's kind of appropriate because they're evoking this maniac into their life. And long story short, when I first watched Candyman, I lived at UIC campus, so it was right down the street from the projects that they recorded the movie at. I'm talking about scared. I was scared to go outside at night for like a month after watching that movie. So I think his name is Jason Peele. He's already kind of creeped me out with Us and Get Out. So I don't know. Derek's all excited about it, but right, exactly, Candace. I can't. I don't know. I don't think I can do this. So I think he's gonna have to go to the show by himself. Because I might not sleep ever after watching it. So if too afraid of him, you don't have to watch the trailer, but I'm gonna share the screen now and we're gonna watch it together. Okay, yeah, come back because I am okay, understandable. See you in a minute. I'm about to play it now, Candace. So get off. I'll wait for you to get off. Yeah. Okay, so then on top of that, they use like a popular song on the trailer. So here we go. Let's hope my computer time don't want me to be great.
The urban legend, is if you times while looking in the mirror, 5 times, he appears in the reflection. And we do that. Candyman.
Well, we're still alive. Let's go. Trina, you broke the door. This isn't funny.
This is insane. This is totally insane.
It really connected to this neighborhood. It was the projects. Just moved in around the corner. They all candy factory. It's I'm hoping to spread the story all about Candyman.
It's a scary movie for real.
You should say it.
Candyman.
Candyman.
Candyman. Or not to watch it.
I think I made a mistake. I'll put it back.
Candyman isn't real.
Something's happening to me.
You have purpose for you being another one of his terrible stories.
I am the writing on the wall. All this is blood.
That's insane. And why did they use a Beyonce song? I'm really upset about it. Okay, tell mommy she can come back. I don't know if Candyman is scary because it's based in Chicago. Like, is that what makes him scary to people that live in Chicago? All I know is I was right down the street from the first one, so I just couldn't. I don't know. It was just scary. Like I thought he was behind me, and now it goes from saying his name 3 times to 5 times. First of all, who's going to spend? Who's going to say it that many times? Like, wasn't it another one, Bloody Mary? If you looked in the mirror and said it, I don't know. So, even though that is a scary way of the power of the tongue, because you're evoking some crazy maniac. Yeah, I don't think I can watch it. But Derek is like super geek. Like he really want to watch this movie for real. Mom, I will never say the can. I promise you, I won't say Candyman in the mirror. I won't. I promise. I did not know my mom was afraid of Candyman, y'all. And my friend Candace, so she's gonna join us after she thinks we're done talking about it. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but it was such a good segue because we do speak things in and out of our lives, not to that extent, but we do speak things in and out of our lives. So not to this extent, but I she said, well, you saying it? Am I saying it? Okay, I won't say it. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next subject because I didn't know this was gonna spook everybody out like this for real. It's not even Halloween and it's not out yet. I don't want to show and my mom to see that. Mom, I'm just laughing because I want to be like scared of anything. Animals. She really don't like animals or scared of animals. I forget why. I think because a cat jumped on her when she was like 6 and she hasn't like forgiven any animal because of that. So anyway, what are your thoughts and where are you going to see the movie on this live? So never mind. I'm not saying. Am I saying his name anymore? Oh my god. I'm gonna call my mom after this live and check on her. Please check your friends that are afraid of this movie. I promise you, I will not say his name anymore. I will not. I will not say the name any longer. So to change the subject a little bit, what are your affirmations of the power of the tongue? Do you believe that you can speak death on your situation? Do you think that you can speak life? Do you think the affirmations are a load of crap? Like, what do you think about it? There are so many books out there, so many blogs, so many podcasts, so many videos, so much everything that talks about affirmations and speaking positive things into your life. Like I myself, I really believe I'm finally back. Why was that? It seemed like it was eight Candace because scared of them. I'm because apparently mommy is afraid of him too. So I did not know that many people was afraid of this guy. But yeah, so what do you guys think about it? So I have another example of it's not a scary movie, I promise you. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it power is in the words that we speak, and it though saying something as small as I'm never gonna get this, it's gonna happen for me. Why is this? Why is that? Like even saying those little things is ammo towards something positive that can come your way. Like you can annihilate something before it even rise out the ground, you know. So I'm learning that words mean things. It's not just things we read, you know, or just random letters, you know, they mean things. You know, we can manifest our future just by words that we say. So I'm trying to be more careful and trying to take language more serious. So the next thing that I want to share with you guys, this is also not the best thing to watch, and it might anger you because every time I watch it, I really am upset about it. I promise you, I'm not trying to like upset everyone today, but I don't know if you guys heard of this, but Sky from Black Ink, when they filmed back in November, she said some very vile things to a son that she already gave up for adoption, and she didn't even raise him to begin with. So it's just I don't know. It hurt my feelings because it's like, okay, you've already abandoned him. He's already going through abandonment issues. And then you turn around and you just say like the worst thing that you can ever say to your child. So I'm going to share this because I think that this is important. This can show you how people's words and actions can just, I don't know, like they can destroy you. And this man probably already had issues to begin with. I'm on the neighborhood talk too for Instagram because that was the easiest way for me to find this clip. So here we go. Come on,
you were
computer, don't fail.
stealing from Walmart. It's inside. And they take you.
She was deaf on me. Like I ain't never had no family member who was deaf on me.
I want to beat this little boy's ass. I wish I would have put it.
And this is her son, y'all.
Bitch, boy.
You know, she some of it was true.
Yes, you. I don't want you. Nobody wants you.
Like ain't nobody ever really tried to come get me while I was a kid. You feel me? Honest with you, yo. Like it is, and I hate reality of life, but sometimes.
Okay.
You were stealing from
I go
Walmart.
to the next. I think Caesar made me.
Yeah.
I think Caesar's response is like it's blurry because Yeah. Well, at least we heard the clip. Sorry that is blurry. But yeah, so and then Caesar pretty much says, well, this is just how she is. So you probably have to get used to this. No, no. Why should he have to get used to his mother's crazy behavior? Yes, he was disrespectful towards her, but she's uttered the words, I should have aborted you. Your daddy don't want you. Your mama don't want you. And he's already dealing with that in his head. So it already just confirmed the negative thoughts that he already, had in his brain in the first place. What do you guys' thought about what you just saw? Like, can you believe that a mom would say such a thing? And parents, sometimes I think parents are human and parents be in the heat of the moment and they just spew like the first thing that come off their mind. And you know what? Kids are responsible. Kids do things like that too, and I just feel like when you're a parent and you say some stuff like that, it just magnifies. It just, I don't know. Right. It just magnifies the insecurity that is about to grow inside of you. It is so hard to heal from that because your parents are here to heal you. They're here to protect you. They're here to encourage you. And then they say, I didn't even want you. Oh, okay. So why did you find me if you didn't even want me? I know it was just way too much for me. And what upsets me even more and pisses me off the most is they aired this on VH1. They aired this on VH1. Her annihilating a man's ego. I don't even think you could come back from that. I'd rather someone scratch me than verbally say some stuff to me because it takes me forever to get over it. It takes me forever. And it replays in the mind over and over and over again. And there's no accountability for Sky. Like, she aggravates me because there's no accountability for her ever. She does these crazy things. Yeah, right. You do things and you say things and you can't take it back no matter how much you apologize. And when you say something to me or you ain't never gonna be nothing, that's sowing a seed in my mind. So anytime something doesn't work out for me, I'm gonna like, well, I guess it makes sense that it's not gonna work out for me because I'm never gonna be nothing. When we have to be careful with the things we say to each other because we're planting seeds in someone else's spirit. We have to be careful, especially when you're parents, especially when you're rearing up a human being. Like, you have to be super careful what you're saying to people. And I don't know, like, this was just so disturbing to me. And oh, so this is not over because then she comes back with a response recently because she was exposed or whatever. She was suspended, but we have to understand. Okay, so let's put what Candace said on the screen so everybody can see it because I don't know where everyone's at. So Candace Stormy Martin says, I watched Black Ink. It wasn't right, but we also have to understand that and Sky was very broken. She needed healing and she has grown since then. She even apologized. They both were hurt and broken. So you're saying that it's no way for her to heal a young man when she's broken herself. Is that what you're saying? Um, if so, I can dig that. I just feel like that shouldn't have been televised at all. It shouldn't have been. And if she healed yet, she shouldn't have found her kids yet. She shouldn't have reconnected with her children until she healed. Because this is a person that hasn't been a mother at all. She's been doing everything, she's been living her life and she didn't even prepare herself to be a mom. She's very selfish. She's not thinking of anyone but herself. And I don't know, like she should have prepared herself before children. If it, I know she knows she's broken. I know she does. And although I do like mad at her, she has it. Okay, go away. Try to remove that comment. But this is what really on Instagram. And this is why that she's sorry. He can't see you. No, you can't because I have it on my screen. I'll put it back to you in a minute.
Y'all take it up for Des? That's sweet. That nigga ain't have no kids in his.
This is her. This is Sky.
Listen, God gonna deal with me. I love like God. Thank you for everything you done in my life and everything. It's a hard day for me in November. You know, pretty sure it was hard for him too. Like, what the fuck you want me to do? God is working on me day by day. It is what it is. And it is what it is.
So that's basically
gonna be like that.
And I don't know if you guys can actually see the video. She goes on and she started dancing next to Nicki Minaj, and she started like promoting something else. So I see it saying she's saying, you know, what do we want from her? She's saying she was also to jail. I don't know her whole story. She aggravates me. So I'm saying that when people are broken, they operate differently. She also was in no way emotionally or spiritually mature. This caused her to behave certain ways. I think your perspective is coming from a sound and mature place. She was also institutionalized. Yeah, I can dig that. You know, I can't relate to her experiences, and I'm pretty sure that she had a hard life. I just feel like he's 19 years old. This is something he's going to carry with him for a while if he doesn't get the counseling that he needs to get. And for us to just say, well, this is how he is, he needs to get used to it. I just feel like no kid needs to get used to being abused. No kid should have to accept being talked to like crap by their parents. And I know we all can relate. And there's no offense because I have a parent on here that parents have said stuff that have really just like rubbed you the wrong way. And it took you forever to get over it. And our parents are not perfect. And we all have our weaknesses. We all are broken in certain areas in our life. But when you have someone that you know is not a doubt in your mind, you know this human being is looking up to you, you know that you're responsible for this human being, there's a way that you are to respond. And I can't honestly sit here and blame it all on her past, because a part of me feels like she knows some of that stuff is wrong. Like she's cognizant that some of that stuff is out of pocket. Like, you know, that's just how I feel. And then I didn't finish the video because I don't even know if you guys can see it, but she said they in the process of diagnosing me with something. And I'm trying, I'm trying to be empathetic with her, and maybe I shouldn't have saw her live, because after watching her live, I'm just like, what? I get, and then you see her son crying, and then you see a next live and she dancing the yikes. I don't know. I don't know. I think they should attend counseling separately, like until they like. I feel like they need to maybe do it together and separately. Because at this point, if he says something that she doesn't like, she's gonna attack him. And you know what? And I'm not gonna make it seem like he's perfect because he called her out her name. He was very disrespectful to his mother. I'm not saying that he was 100% right. I'm not. I'm just saying she probably could have handled it better, and maybe this is judgment of me, but she jumped on her other son too. But the difference between that son and the other son was just like, nah, this son was trying. This son was trying to mend fences over some. I don't watch the show, but apparently she called him a thief, and that's what set off this whole argument. So yeah, separate and together. Touche, right? So Kristen says, when your parent does it, especially when they know they wrong, is very hurtful. Oh, my mom is saying this. My mom and my sister are on each other's page. I don't even know who's talking, but this is my, yeah. Yeah, when your parent does, especially. And I mean, have you guys ever experienced, not to this, I know maybe not to the extent of Sky, but have your parents ever said something to you that left a scar, and whether it was intentional or unintentionally, and if so, like, how did you deal with it? Did you take the approach of Candace, where or Stormy Martin, I'm sorry, of Stormy, where you empathize with your parent and was like, okay, well, they have their own stuff that they're working through. So I'm going, even though that hurt my feelings, I'm understanding the play. I'm understanding where you're at in life. I'm understanding your maturity level. So I'm going to pray for you, and we're going to still mend. Or do you just take the approach of just being hurt and separating yourself from your parents? Because I know some people, when they have toxic parents, they choose to separate. They choose not to be around them at all. And I used to be like, how could you not talk to your parent? But sometimes people are so toxic that you just can't. You can't. So I don't know if you guys want to share experiences. I'm going to actually put the link in there so you guys, because it may be easier versus the comments, because I know in that. Let me see. So if you want to join the live and just talk about it, one jacket there. I'm hitting paste. You would think I was 100. Let's see. There we go. And so then what do I hit? Where's Kristen when you need her? In Chicago. Okay, so that hopefully will. There we go. So yeah, if you click the link, no, I didn't. I hurt and I carried this hurt with me. So Maya, you carried the hurt with you. So when do you let it go though? Because the longer that you hold things, the more it can affect you. We have, hey Celia. We have Celia who says, if this will show. There we go. My mother says things all the time, call me out my name, etc. I just learned that it's not my fault. I remember that I am only responsible for how I treat people, not responsible for how they treat me. That's a great perspective. Yeah, that's a great perspective. So you don't internalize what she says. You're just like, that's just my mom, and you just expect it, so it doesn't bother you anymore. That's a great approach as well. And Stormy says sometimes we look at parents and set real high expectations for them. This is normal, I guess, but it doesn't necessarily make it fair. And you are right. You are right. And I think we talked about this week too. When we set these expectations on people, and I'm not even gonna lie, I thought I used to look at my parents as super, like having superpowers. They're these perfect individuals. They're not humans. They don't have their own hangups. And I feel like when we do that, we do put a lot of pressure on our parents. We do. Anytime you put expectations on anyone, I feel like you put a lot of undue pressure on them, because now you're expecting them to maybe most times do things or be a type of person that's just not in them, or just too much for them to be. And you're right, it's not fair on the parents. But how do you balance being empathetic to their situation, to managing how you feel and not letting that build on your insecurities? Like, we know that they're human, but sometimes when people say stuff to us, it does affect us. And I don't know, like, that's pretty much what I have to say about that. I mean, that has happened to me, and I prayed a lot, and I did forgive. And I kind of just took the approach, like Stormy is, my parents or people over me are not perfect, and they, at the end of the day, they care about me. It's not that they hate me, so the next thing is from Kristen. I let go last year when I had to be her caregiver and take care of her and her welfare and her health decisions. This is my mother, right? So you just let it go. You just prayed about it. And sometimes that's the approach. Sometimes that's a good approach. And you balance it by getting the help you need and setting boundaries. Boundaries are very important. Very important. Cuz it protects you. So yes, you're accepting that this person is human, but you're also protecting yourself from being hurt and stopping yourself from being affected or being triggered. So that's a very wise way. Um Next one we have Celia. Because if situations I was put in at a young age, I didn't have expectations for my parents. I just set expectations for myself not to be them and be better parents. So you're breaking a generational curse pretty much. Because most times our parents are mimicking the behavior of how they were raised. So by you stopping it there and treating your kids differently, they won't have to experience it or be broken in the same ways that you were broken. So I think that's very powerful. And I know that my mom has made sure that we felt loved. She's hugged us. She has celebrated us on everything that we've ever done. And I think that's partly because she mentioned that she never felt celebrated and she never wanted us to feel like, we're living in vain or like we're not being noticed or that we weren't special. And I love her for that. Like she celebrates everything. And at first as a teenager, it's like, ma, stop it. But I appreciate it now because there are some people now who don't feel special because their parents didn't take out the time to celebrate them. So she broke a pattern in her family life by exhibiting different behaviors so that we won't feel the way that she felt growing up. So thank you, mom. Thank you, mom. And then my mom just said she prayed about it with her mom, and yet boundaries protect you and let you know that words don't hurt. She chooses to do her best, never to make us feel hurt. Right. Right. And Mom Stormy said that was very good of you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. And Stormy says, I haven't always felt this way. I'm learning this as I get older. Sometimes I struggle, but then I remind myself. Yeah. Oh, loving people where they're at. Sorry, I missed your comment. Yeah, that takes practice because here's the thing. We want people to love us where we're at. We want people to be patient with our progress. So why wouldn't we do that to others? I always use the analogy with patience, like we're rushing the car in front of us, but we want the car behind us to be patient, not to ride on our tail, but we're riding on the car that's in front of us. We want compassion, we want empathy, but are we giving it off to other people? So you have to treat people like you want to be treated. So yeah, exactly. Do anybody want to join the live and talk? Yeah, this is a good conversation, guys. Very good conversation. I have one more thing to share, but I'll probably read it. It's not another crazy video, I promise. I just want to thank you all for joining in the chat. Okay, we have another one by Celia where I'm trying to send you guys the link again. Show it, darn it. Yeah, I'm saving up for a faster computer. I think it froze. Great, I'm sharing my own thing. That's not what I'm trying to share. There we go. I feel I have broke the generational curse in many ways in my marriage and with my kids already. My kids are better than I ever was at their age. Amen. And that's what it's about. You know, if your parents made you feel a certain way, and I don't really think that our parents intentionally makes us feel a certain way. I think it's exactly what Stormy said, that they're broken themselves, and there are just some things that they don't intentionally. Every hurt is not intentional, right? You know, we can't always assume that people are out to get us 24/7. It's just they're dealing with their own stuff and they're broken. I'm not saying it doesn't affect us, but on the other hand, once again, we have to love people where they're at. So I'm sharing the link. Let me see. So it says copy invite. Is anybody hitting the link? While we're waiting on that, I'm gonna read the last thing, and it's pretty positive. Thank God, right? And it's about the power of affirmations, the power of being positive. Um, I was raised like about the power of the tongue, but I never really took it serious. But I noticed that when I say certain things, it's certain energies that enter my life. So lately I've been just kind of on this, just going looking in the mirror, and there was a time I couldn't even look myself in the eye in the mirror without crying because I didn't like what I saw. I looked at my past mistakes. I looked at I looked at the hurt I caused myself, the way I neglected my health, just so many things. I it was just hard facing my, and one day I just looked myself and it was said, I'm sorry. You know, I had to forgive myself, and I don't want to get teary eyed, but sometimes you have to forgive yourself. That's where the healing began, you know, and that's when I learned there's power in the tongue. It's even you, it's not just like others, it's what you do. You know, so I'm really learning that, and that whole thing changed my mind. And think it is on my own. It was a life coach that I was working with, and she said you'll be surprised in yourself when mirror. You'll start setting boundaries for yourself. You'll start setting expectations for yourself and feeling more confident about you, because once you get comfortable with you and once you love yourself, you know that no one outside of you can hurt you. No one outside of you can bad for things that you're not strong in, because you know yourself, you're aware of yourself, and you have to love yourself, flaws and all. And that's why people get mad at Lizzo, like she's fat, she's unhealthy. I don't care. She's happy with herself. Yes, I mean, I'm probably the same weight as her. No, it's not the healthiest weight, but here's the thing: what if Lizzo was the size of Beyonce, but she didn't love herself? What does it matter? I'd rather love myself at 340 pounds and hate myself at 120 where I'm at, you know? No amount of plastic surgery, no amount of prayer, no amount, like if you're not working on you and working on loving you, all this other work that you're doing and all these tools you're using is for naught. You know what I'm saying? It's for naught. I feel like it's praying amiss when you're asking God to do these certain things, but you're not even taking care of you, and you're not helping him along the way, not helping him like getting in his way. But if you're saying, Lord, I want to be better to myself, or Lord, can you do this for me? But if you don't love yourself, it's gonna show. You can't be in front of people and want to witness to other people and build people up when you're tearing yourself down. You can't do that. It don't work that way. You know, so I'm that's why I'm really serious about words now, because I've said things in the past to people and I've wished a million times over. I kid you not that I could take some of that stuff back. I kid you not. And there are things that people have said to me that I know that they wish that they could have taken back. Words are important. Um, so anyway, so I went to lifehack.org, and basically they were talking, and it's a quiz. And affirmation is really anything you say or think, which we know, a lot of what we normally say and think is quite negative and doesn't create good experiences for us. We have to retrain our thinking and speaking into positive patterns if we want to change our lives. This is Louise Hayes that says that. Honestly, I have no idea who she is. Was her. So some of the great things about and still just put her on here if I can. Celia says, this is what I had to realize. I didn't love myself at the time. I hurt my marriage. When I did my infidelity, I had to realize it was not what my husband did or didn't. It was that I didn't love myself and looked for him for validation. Amen, girl. Amen. Our mates are not supposed to be our source of happiness. They are not supposed to be our source of joy. They are to add to us. They are to add to our happiness. They are to add to our lives, but they are not our source. And do you know how much pressure that we put on our mates when we expect them to it validate us, to make us feel secure all the time, to just be our everything? Because guess what? Just like the parent situation, our mates are people too who are also dealing with their own stuff. And sometimes they may need to lean on us. And how can we ever help them when we're always pulling from them and expecting them to be our everything, or setting these high expectations on them? So that's perfect, Celia. Oh my God. That is that. And I had to learn that. I really had to learn that. You know, how can my husband grow if I'm always pulling for him? He's constantly going to be empty if he constantly has to pour into me. You know, when do I pour into him? So yeah, Kristen says exactly when, I don't know if this is Kristen or my mom, but exactly when we hurt, we look to others for validation. Exactly. We do. And everything we need is inside of us. And I feel like that's the trick of the enemy when he thinks that we have to go outside of ourselves to get something that we need. Everything we have is in. God has equipped us with everything we need to do what we have to do. Exactly. The validation is from God, and he also has given us the tools to do what we have to do. He has given us the talents. He has given us the spiritual guidance, the Holy Spirit. And all we have to do is listen to that voice, you know? So, oh, Kristen say mom. I don't know who Kristen and mom is anymore. I'm sorry. So one of the positive, one of the great things about positive affirmations are it beats depression. Which I pretty much already said, like just looking yourself in the mirror, or just pouring like positive or saying positive things about yourself. Especially in depression, the main thought that comes to your mind in depression is I'm alone, nobody loves me, you know, nobody cares, nobody thinks of me. First of all, when words like nobody, no one, anybody, those things are already false, because you're trying to tell me that no one in this world loves you, no one in this world cares. We already lost, you know. But when you counter thoughts like that, and you speak and you counter it with something positive, it actually works. You know, no, there are people that love me. They're right here. You know, let me open. Sometimes when I used to have those thoughts, I would actually open up my phone and go to my contacts and scroll. What you mean I'm alone? Look at this long list of people I could call right now. Right now. You know, so I'm missing comments here. So Stormy, I'm being goofy. That's what I loved about Will and Jada. He said he was done trying to make Jada happy. Exactly. And people dogged him for that. People like, Will didn't care about Jada. No, Will can't care about Jada more than Jada care about Jada. You know what I'm saying? How can he? You can't love somebody more than they love themselves. It's odd. It's too much. Yeah. And it's okay. So all of these comments is my mom. I'm sorry, I'm so confused with them. It's Inside Out. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I agree with that. I love Jada and Will. People be talking about them, but I love them. They real to me. I don't know. I was real mad at that Real Table Talk, but I promise y'all I won't talk about that again. So the second, the great thing about some affirmation. Life wants the best. Love myself and who I am. I love myself unconditionally. These are just some statements that you could just say to yourself. And I showed on one of my lives this week, I showed a whole list of things that I say to myself and feel great those days. The second one is it enlightens people around you, right? Because when you're light, when you're happy, when you're airy, when you're positive, don't you know that energy flows to someone else? Then you have a chance to step outside yourself and be a blessing to someone else. Don't you know that sometimes a hug, a smile, a good morning could just make a person day? So when you've poured into yourself, the overflow goes to everyone else. So yes, we're supposed to be filled, but then when we have that overflow, we pay it forward and we give it to other people. So when we're speaking positive in ourselves and we're so full of positivity, it overflows and it splashes on someone else. I don't know about this one, but the other one, get some water, I'm dry. The other one is it transforms businesses. Basically, this is what I was talking about. There are a lot of people who are profiting off of positive affirmations. I don't know why this was listed as a positive, because I feel like when you do something for somebody, you shouldn't do it for gain, but then on the other hand, I mean, you have people who write books and people that are life coaches, and so I guess it is a good business plan. I just thought it was weird that they listed that as a thing for affirmations. Coming over here to so you play too much. But Celia is that person that she'll call you and she'll make your entire day. She'll find a scripture and she'll send it to me and it'll make my entire world. Like, that's what I'm saying. When you read, not even reading scriptures, but if you're just so full of positivity, you just want to splash it on somebody else. When you're full, you're like, hey, who can I help today? Who can I pray for today? Who can I listen to today? You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm missing some. Okay, I have Stormy up here, but then I can't find it. You guys have read it now. We have to affirm daily, because why not? We speak so much negative daily. We owe it to ourselves and others to speak life. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We deserve it. We deserve happiness. We don't deserve to sit and be upset all the time. Like, we don't deserve that. We too great for that. We ain't got time for that. Jada even confirmed that she didn't love herself and she wasn't happy. And that's another thing. Jada Pinkett Smith is beautiful, drop dead gorgeous. And people always looking on the outside at what somebody look like. Drop dead gorgeous and don't love herself. That's what I'm saying. It's a state of mind. It ain't what you look like. It ain't how you change your physical. It's how you feel about yourself inside. Stormy also said no, wait a minute. We said that one. Let me go down. Oh, this is the one. Thanks for y'all patience, y'all. Trying to hit the show. There we go. This is the other one. A lot of times we don't even know who we're affecting positively. You're right. Go missing for a while at work, or don't say anything on social media for a month or two and see how many people missed your light. It's sometimes when we are reminded of how God uses us. And Celia says, if it's not love, if it's not from God. Amen. It's not. It's not. And you're right. There are times where I'm like, no one's listening to me. No one's reading my stuff. No one's, I've had those days. And then somebody will pop out of nowhere on a text message or in a DM, someone I don't even know, and be like, oh, keep going, girl. Keep going. You never know who's watching you. You don't need 1 million people watching you. My pastor said, if I could just reach one, because guess what? You reach that one reaches another one and another one and another one and another one. All it takes is one to make an impact. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. Her name, I would say her name, Yvonne. I don't know. I don't know how to say her name. And another one is it strengthens relationships. It does strengthen relationship, because who wants to be around a Debbie Downer all the time? Like, Does that sound bad when I say that? You know, it flourishes relationships when you can just call someone and say, "Hey, beautiful, how are you doing today?" You know, because if you're always in your stuff and always all what you call mumpy, you know, then how can you reach somebody else? If you're always thinking about you and your situation and what you're going through, how can you help somebody else? Sometimes helping somebody else distracts you from your stuff. I find that like sometimes when I'm helping someone else or I'm talking to someone else or listening to someone else, it takes my mind off of what's going on in my world. You know, so that is true. Final thought. It says the power of positive thinking and incorporating positive affirmations in your life can change the way you view situations. It's amazing how fast this practice is growing and how much of it is because of mainstream media. We have motivational shows as well as talk shows and TV series that feature meditation. If you have not started to incorporate positive affirmations in your life, that's your choice. However, look into them to see how transforming and powerful they are. I like the way they said that's on you, but you should do it. But that's true. You know, some people don't believe in them, but I do. I highly do. I don't think I just minimize the thing. Okay. Yeah, I do. What are you guys' thoughts on it? Does anybody want to join the live? I can put the link back in if you do. Just let me know. Yeah, each one reaches one. Each one reaches one. So that's pretty much all I had on my repertoire. I didn't mean to scare everyone in the first half. I don't want to say the name, but it was a trailer of a movie that I will shall not say the name. So I apologize for that. But do anybody else have anything else to say or want to join the live and talk? Going once, going twice. Yeah, I missed one. Stormy said sometimes then is when we are reminded of how God uses us. Yes, amen. Amen. This was a great talk. This was a great talk, ladies. And thank you all for joining the live. Thank you so much. This was a great conversation. I'm gonna start sending y'all links and y'all text messages so y'all can join the live. I'm joking. I ain't gonna force you. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you taking out the time on a Friday night to just sit and chat with me. I love you all. Yes, yes, you guys definitely inspired me and you gave me a new take, especially on Sky, because I was really hard on her. But you know, you don't know what people are going through. You don't, you know, so it's easy to just be kind, you know, than to judge somebody or judge a situation when you don't know everything else that's going on. So you said she had to realize that God has been using her often. Amen. Amen. And you want to be used by God. You want to be used by God. He uses everyone, but you got to be usable. So if you're beating yourself up, how can you be a vessel when you're breaking your own self, you know? So a vessel for God when you're breaking your vessel by speaking negative into your life. All right, well, thank you all. I love you all, and you guys have a great weekend. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of each other. All right, bye bye.